was listening to the comments being made, my thoughts went back to the very Constitution that is the foundation of our laws. In our own Bill of Rights, it reads, "In order to assert our rights, acknowledge our duties, and proclaim the principles on which our government is founded, we declare that all constitutional government is intended to promote the general welfare of the people, that all persons have a natural right to life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness, and the enjoyment of the gains of their own industry, that all persons are created equal and are entitled to equal rights and opportunity under the law, and that to give security to these things is the principal office of government, and that when the government does not confer this security, it fails in its chief design." And Mr. President, the whole point of this initiative, this measure, is to protect the most innocent, the most vulnerable among us. To think, just this past week, the Department of Defense medical team, if you want to call it that, decided that 7-year-olds had the wherewithal to make medical decisions for themselves. And it was talking about the very thing that we're just considering right now, that they can say, "I don't want my breast, I don't want a penis, I want to have something else," and you can cut it off and you can inject me with poisons, knowing full well that it's going to destroy my life and destroy my body. How can a civilized society think those things? How can we say that a 2-year-old or a 3-year-old is not what they were born to be? But yet, as a parent, I can say, I'm going to purport and promote that they will change their bodies. What have we become? It's been said that our party is going to have a black mark. Well, Mr. President, I beg to differ. I believe that our party is protecting the most innocent. I believe that the atrocities that we have come to know, not just from the European nations, but now within our own country and within our own state, and some want to turn a blind eye or even embrace it and say it's a parent's right to mutilate, to butcher their children, and to inject them or have them injected with poisons that have not been fully understood. They're experimental in nature. But yet we say, it's for the good of the child. I clearly don't understand it. And that's why I and several of my colleagues have taken the action that we've taken so that these kids can be allowed to grow up, act as a child, to go through the fun times. Yes, there are difficult times too, but they can be allowed to grow up and reach the age of majority and then decide. There have been reports that say that 80% of those who have gone through puberty decide, I'm okay with who I am. They don't want to change like they thought they wanted to. So this is just giving a pause so these kids can grow up to reach the age of majority. And then if they want to do it, it's up to them. But our party is the one that protects women. Our party is the one that protects children. Our party is the one that protects families. I believe our state, once this is fully enacted, will be known among the several states to be the one that cares about its most vulnerable. So, Mr. President, there is a lot that I could say about this. But hearing the testimonies of people who have gone through this, and they're pleading with us, don't allow the children to harm themselves and to mutilate their bodies, because that's truly irreversible. I urge both sides of the aisle to consider the ramifications of not doing something taking affirmative action today. Yes, I use the word affirmative action, but it's in a positive note that we need to take action that will tell the whole country Missouri cares about its residents. So, Mr. President, I urge all of us to vote yes. Send this to the House and encourage them to take this bill up and pass it out to protect our most vulnerable citizens. Thank you, Mr. President.